Red flag number 12, single mothers. What's wrong with a single mother? Maybe she just made a mistake. Shouldn't we save her?
That's what they want you to believe, don't they? You're in a position where you essentially choose to cuckold yourself. The reason why we are on this earth today is to scatter our seed and pass on our DNA, our name, our legacy, and all that sort of stuff. And if you choose to abandon an opportunity to do that, to raise another man's seed and provide for them, then you're essentially a cuck. There was an era where it was shameful to be a single mother. Today, with culture and society, Hollywood and media, it's like, it's celebrated.
Right.
You know,
Go girl.
You go, girl. You're so strong and independent. And I don't think that it's good for society, for culture, or for the world in general, because, the statistics are very clear. Children that are incarcerated, vast majority of them come from single mother household. Children that run away from home, poor grades, gang activity. The absence of fathers in a household is a terrible thing for children. Now, some guys might say, well, then I'll step up and I'll take care of it. Okay, well, you can, but you've also cucked yourself now, and now you're not raising your own kids.
For many men, relationships with single mums are a losing game. You take on the burden, another man's kids, bills, chaos, but get zero authority, constant disrespect, and emotional scraps. You're not a partner. You're a placeholder and a wallet.
I've had too many times where I've witnessed women brainwash children and deprive men of access to their children, and that child grows up completely and utterly loyal to their mum. And with that loyalty, you have to sacrifice objectivity. In order to be completely loyal to your brainwashing mother, you have to be naive about women. Men who grew up with just their mum and no access to their father and no access to the dad's side of the story are more likely to be cheated on.
When a mother cuts a father out of a child's life, she isn't just punishing the man, she's robbing the child of balance, truth, and identity. Kids raised on one-sided narratives often grow up emotionally lopsided, naive and vulnerable to toxic relationships. Fathers matter, and when their presence is erased, the child pays the price long-term. It's not empowerment, it's destruction masked as control.
Men don't want to date single mothers, or men always talking about single mothers, this, that, and the third. This is a perfect example as to why. Because again, you expect this man to come in, be the man of the house, pay all the bills, be romantic, do all that, be a father to a son that he didn't have. That's not my son.
But he has no say-so.
But he has no say-so in the discipline. He has no say-so in the guidance. He has no say-so in how this house is going to be ran in regards to your son. So how do you expect me to be the man of the house when every time that I try to tell him something that's right, you bucking the system because you getting emotional, because you, damn the message I'm saying, you processing it as, no, you can't tell my baby nothing.
Because it's my baby.
It's my baby.
Yep.
So as a man, how enticing is that of a situation to walk into? That's why men don't want to date single mothers. That's why.
Exactly, men aren't blind. Walking into a situation where you're expected to be the provider, protector, and father figure, but get zero respect or authority, is a trap. When the biological mother undermines discipline and loyalty stays with her, the stepdad is just a paycheck and an outsider. No man wants to sign up for that losing battle. And that's why single mums often face rejection from men ready for real partnership and respect.
I let them know off rip, I got kids. You can either deal with it or not. You can either come through the door or lock it on your way back out.
Okay, and
Simple
my
as
answer
that.
to that is most guys are not going to. That's the man you described
To your
hold on,
opinion, a
hold
lot of
on.
women won't.
It's not. I need you to be objective here.
Mhm.
What I'm telling you is the man that you described is extremely rare. If you
Yeah.
can go ahead and get a younger woman that doesn't have children and doesn't have these things kind of that would potentially weigh him down and hurt his ability to earn money and or save money, he's probably going to go with that. And then also, interestingly enough, when
But
we
he'll
asked you
be
about
miserable.
when we asked you about the Instagram, you said that you and your partner are 50-50.
Mhm.
Well, the reality is you didn't describe a man that's 50-50. You described a man that's superior to you in almost every which way.
Money doesn't mean anything in social media.
But you were saying that you guys are equal and he should be doing the same thing that you do. And my argument is that how can you expect that when he's the leader in the relationship? You described the guy who's
First of all,
very rare on
nobody's going to
paper.
be a leader. It's a 50-50 relationship.
Oh, so
We
you expect
both
this man
alphas.
to make this money, be tall, both of you be alphas, be in a relationship with you, and you guys are both going to just rule together?
This hits on a real tension many face, wanting equality but expecting traditional leadership and sacrifice from the man. Men who step up as providers and leaders aren't looking for an equal in every way. They want respect for their role. Demanding a 50-50 partnership while expecting him to carry most of the weight creates impossible pressure. It's no wonder many men choose younger, less complicated relationships where roles and expectations are clearer and less draining.
When you're a guy and you make money, you want to put and invest your money in your offspring, not in other people's offspring.
Yeah, but
That's just the natural way of the world. That's how things go. Men typically want to take care of their own children. Now,
what if she's a millionaire and
there-
she helps and builds an empire with that man?
okay, well, even better. If you're a millionaire, you're going to probably want a guy that's a millionaire too, right?
Exactly, but
Okay.
who said anything about a broke guy?
Yeah, but okay,
fine.
good. So what do millionaires have that are men?
But my thing is, like,
Hold on, answer the question. What do men have that are millionaires? Options, which means they can date girls that aren't millionaires and be happy. You, on the other hand, can't date a broke guy and be happy. So they can get a girl that's 21, that isn't a millionaire, that doesn't have children, that can give him a family, and he won't have to take on someone else's kids.
This mom just got served hard. She laid out the cold truth. Men with money have options, and they naturally want to invest in their own legacy, not someone else's baggage. Meanwhile, single mums, no matter how successful, face a tough reality. Men don't owe them the same commitment, and often choose simpler, clean slate relationships. It's brutal but real.
And that's the furthest I've ever gone with a single mother. I've heard some pretty bad stories from men where it's like, I think one of the other big things that you often hear is eventually down the line, there's going to be an expectation, if you're in a relationship with a single mother, the single mother is going to expect the guy to provide, not just for you, but for the kid. And so that adds like sort of a double duty to provide for a child that's not yours. The issue with that though is there's all the responsibility, but none of the corresponding authority. So a woman who's a single mother, she might expect you to provide, but she might not allow you as the guy to have any authority over the child.
This hits hard. Single mums often expect men to provide financially for their kids, but deny them any real authority or say in raising them. It's frustrating to carry the responsibility without respect or control, leaving many men feeling powerless and used in the relationship.
The girl grows up to be a woman, and in a single mother household, all she sees is her mother her and mother her brother, right? So all she's learning is motherhood. She's learning how to be a mother, right? So the son, as a boy, he sees his mom mother him. And then a lot of times he sees his sister mother him also, pick up after him, right? So when he grows up, all he knows how to do is be mothered. So now a man who grew up under a single mother and a woman that grows up under a single mother, and to a certain degree, she starts mothering him. And guess what? He's okay with that because that's all he knows. And she's okay with that because that's all she knows. And the thing about it, when it comes to these men, they go out into this world expecting women to mother them, and they think it's okay. And because of that, they end up becoming the weaker vessel between a man and a woman.
This is a core problem with single motherhood. It often blurs traditional roles and boundaries. Boys raised in these homes learn to be mothered rather than becoming leaders or protectors, while girls grow up seeing motherhood as their primary role. This dynamic creates adults who expect to be cared for rather than to contribute equally, leading to unhealthy relationships where men become overly dependent and women overly controlling. It's a cycle that makes balanced partnerships much harder to achieve.
And from my experience, I've told myself I couldn't take a woman with children seriously.
Why?
The child's always gonna come first.
Yes.
The child's gonna always come first. I'm going to always need to put you first, but I come second. And technically, he's a 10-year-old boy who's going to get into his teenage years. He's going to be in a situation where you're not my dad, right? I'm not talking about an anecdotal experience. Your son may be a sweet child, but my experience, it just hasn't been the best.
You have the right to feel however you want about dating a single mom. That's your prerogative, whatever. But you're on a date with a single mom. What are you talking about?
a harsh reality many men face dating single mums. The child always comes first, and the man often feels like an afterthought. Teen years can bring defiance and rejection, making the relationship even tougher. It's understandable that some men decide up front they can't handle those challenges.
I have the utmost respect for all females, but this is a male advisory channel. Gentlemen, I would not advise you to marry a single mother. Here are the 8 disadvantages of marrying a single mother. 1, you can never discipline that child. It's not good. 2, if the mother leaves, that's it. You have no hold over the child at all. Even though you had an emotional bond with that child, doesn't matter. If the mother is pissed off at you, she will use that against you. 3, your resources goes into another man's DNA. 4, if it's a girl, huge problem. All it takes is female teenage rage for her to accuse you of any sexual act. The mother will never ever forgive you over her child, and the relationship will never be the same again. 5, there will never be spontaneous sex. 6, you will always need a babysitter. 7, you will always be in a relationship with the father of the child as well. You will never have time to build a relationship with the mother alone. Relationships are hard enough as it is. You shouldn't have a third person involved. And 8, and you will never ever come first.
This is an honest rundown of why marrying a single mother can feel like a no-win situation for many men. The lack of authority over the child, constant competition with the biological father, and the emotional complexities create a toxic mix. It highlights the heavy sacrifices men face, financially, emotionally, and sexually, while rarely being prioritized. For some, it's simply not worth the fight or the constant second-place status. This perspective, while harsh, resonates with many men's real experiences. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.